Okay, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Thank you so much for attending our class. It's a quick one, but it's really important for, I think, a lot of people that want to move in this current competitive market. So this class is called Let's Move Up, and it's tips for selling and buying a home in a competitive seller's market. To begin with, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Crystal Poncia. I'm with Windermere Real Estate. I've been a realtor there for 2 years, and my previous experience has been 15 plus years in customer service and sales. I think what can differentiate me and working with me from other realtors is I'm a lot of fun. I love to stay up on the contracts, and I have a lot of knowledge with that, and I really take my continuing education seriously and find that that's really helpful. I also like to tell it like it is with my clients. So if there's a problem with the house, you're going to hear about it. I want to be as upfront and honest as possible. So that way we catch everything early. And I think that's really important. And maybe you don't get that from every agent, but my communication is there, and you'll definitely always know what's going on at all times. And I'm very easy to get a hold of in case you need anything. And this is Lori.
Hi, everybody. My name's Lori Osmus with Washington First Mortgage, and we are a mortgage brokerage, which means I've got probably 50 lenders that I can shop your loan with. One of the benefits of that is you only have to have your credit report pulled one time, and I can shop your rate with 50 lenders. It's kind of cool. I can definitely vouch for Crystal. She is really fun to work with, and she works very hard for you, and we'll give you some really good advice on how to get your home ready to sell. And then as far as my expertise is more in creative financing, credit reports. I've been in the business since 1986, so I've been just doing this ever since I got out of high school. And so I try to make it fun too. There's a lot of details, and I try to just make it fun for you and be creative if you need it.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And I can vouch for Lori too. She's helped me with a few loans, and she's awesome. So let's get going. So getting ready to sell. So in this market, I hear from a lot of clients, yeah, I want to move. The interest rates are awesome, but I don't want to be homeless. So there's a way around that. So we're trying to make it so that you can sell your house and then also move into a house kind of concurrently at the same time. But in order to do that, you need to be prepared. So preparation is key. Be ready. So what that means is we want to make sure your house is clean, it's staged if necessary, and it has curb appeal. You'll also want to find out what your current home is worth. And in order to do that, I'll do a comprehensive comparative market analysis, a CMA. So with the CMA, that's part of what we'll need to go forward with the loan that Lori has. We'll talk about that more. And we'd want to make sure your house is completely ready. And if possible, I would get your photos scheduled and done before you actually list the house, before we hit the button. And we want to also get your flyers and marketing done. And maybe you're not going to hit the market with the listing right away, but we want everything prepared. So once you find your dream home, all we have to do is push the button and go. So how can you compete as a buyer? So you might have heard it's a really competitive market right now. And I've just kind of outlined some easy steps for you and things that we can do to give you a competitive edge. One is you'd want to be pre-approved and underwritten approved. And Lori, can you talk a little bit more about the difference?
Absolutely. Okay, so as your loan officer, I would pre-approve you for the loan. I look at your pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, income documentation, all that stuff. And I can pre-approve your loan. However, an underwriter is more like the auditor that does the final approval. And I can have your loan submitted to the underwriter so that when you're out competing, you can say, hey, I've got my money in place. I have my I have my loan approval from an underwriter, which means that I'm going to get my loan. So that's a huge difference.
Yeah, so I think that for sure, once you're underwritten approved, then it's 95% likely that everything's going to go through no problems. And I think that shows that you're a really strong buyer to a seller. I'd also say you should consider what contingencies you can waive if you're able to. So a contingency would be something like, I want to buy the house, but I have to have an inspection first. or I want to buy the house, but let me see what's in the neighborhood, etc. So they're kind of like conditions on which you'll buy the house, versus if you could waive those, you're just telling the seller, this is the house for me, I'm all in. You'd want to have a plan in place for your offer for if there's a low appraisal. So what I'm seeing a lot in this market is homes are going through bidding wars. And so the list price is kind of like an entry level price. And then they're going for much higher than that once they accept an offer. That's awesome for the seller and great for you if you got the house, but then also the bank has to say what the house is worth. So if the bank says the house is not worth that escalated price, then they might have a low appraisal for you. And in that case, what are you going to do about the difference that they won't loan you? So you want to have a plan in place, and I know how to do that for you. Consider a free rent back for the seller. So the sellers are in a really great position in this market, and a lot of them want maybe 5 days to 2 weeks free rent back. So you will close on the house, they get their money, and then they need a couple weeks to move out. And that's something that we can offer as a buyer to be more competitive. And then shorten your closing time if possible. So like I said, the sellers want to close early so they get the money, but they might need more time. So if you can work with your lender, work with Lori, work with escrow, and make sure that you can close sooner, that's always appealing to sellers too. And then have a strong earnest money and consider a non-refundable deposit for the earnest money. So earnest money is typically 1 to 3% of a transaction. And when you default and you leave the contract for without a reason as a buyer, then the seller usually only can keep like 5% of that. So if you release the earnest funds and turn it into a non-refundable deposit, that's showing you really have skin in the game and you are committed to this purchase and you're the best buyer possible.
Awesome.
So yeah, so sometimes, like I said, people are worried they're going to be homeless. I understand. So these are some listing objections that you might get with this current market. So non-contingent offers aren't accepted in our market. We don't want to move twice. So you don't want to sell your house, then have to rent and then buy a house because it's taking so long to get the funds. And then maybe you don't qualify for a bridge loan, which with a bridge loan, can you touch on that, Lori?
Absolutely. A bridge loan means that you're going to try to take the equity out of your home before it's sold. And so you have your first mortgage payment, your bridge loan payment, and then the payment on the new house. And you have to qualify for all 3 payments. But I have a solution for that. And we can address that on the next slide.
Awesome.
A departing residence loan. And so what Crystal would do is get your home prepared to sell and get it ready to list. And then what I would do, I always say that your loan can go really smooth if you give me all your documentation up front. If for some reason you can't provide all the documentation, sometimes there are little hiccups, but that's why I encourage you to fill out the loan application completely and get the pay stubs and W-2s over, because I can pre-approve you for my departing residence loan, which is this lender does not count the payments on the bridge loan or the first mortgage. They basically refinance your home and give you the cash out to buy the new house, but I don't have to use the payment on your current house in the debt to income ratio because your home would be listed. Hopefully that makes sense. So that part where you have the 3 payments before, you still have to make your payment on your house and then the payment on the new house, but hopefully Crystal can get it sold right away so that you're not stuck with making 2 payments for very long. And in this market, houses are selling fairly quickly, right? So,
Yes.
So you might not even need this loan, but it's good to be prepared for it just in case you find the dream home that you really love. You've got this loan to help you secure the new house, and then you don't have to move twice. So it's a really awesome deal.
Really?
So yeah.
Thanks.
We're
Yeah, so if we could get your house sold within, before the loan activates, right? Then it's just kind of like an insurance plan.
Exactly. This is like your insurance that in case your house doesn't sell or whatever, you can still get the money out of it to buy the new house.
Right. You get a down payment either way.
Right.
Awesome. Okay.
So the basic pre-qualification rules, I just like to touch on those really quick. I just need your 2-year residence history. You have to be in the same line of work for 2 years or have a college degree. 2 months bank statements, and the down payment needs to be seasoned for at least 2 months. Now the down payment is probably coming from your home. So, but if you want to provide additional down payment, you can. Any large deposits must be documented that are in the last 2 months bank statements. So if you got like a huge bonus or something, we just have to document it. And so the credit score requirement is at least 640. So, and 1 year established credit history. And I shouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm pretty good at credit. That's what I've done my whole life. So I can help you with that. And I do have credit rescoring available too. So I can help you, if for some reason you're at like 639, I can help you do something to get it to 640. It's called rapid rescoring. So, so yeah, I'm pretty good with that and can help you with that. So the required documentation is to complete the loan application. We do need some picture ID and your last 2 most recent pay stubs, last year's W-2s and tax returns, maybe not tax returns if you're not self-employed, and your 2 months bank statements, all pages, even if they're blank pages. And if you have any rental properties, we have to document each property with the mortgage statement, taxes, and insurance.
Thanks. So I know that's been a lot of information. So I hope you are interested in this departing residence loan. It's just one option of many that can help you get into a new home if you feel like, I've been home for over a year in this pandemic. I need more space. I'm working from home. My kids are at home. We just really are outgrowing our house and we need a new place and don't know how to get started. So this is just kind of high level. And if you would like more information, we are here for you. My number is here and my email and also my website. And I would love to help you. And Lori?
Absolutely. Yep, here's all my information too. You can click on the apply now button if you'd like to get started and complete a loan application. And I will call you. I get an email that you're doing it, and you can do it on your phone if you'd like to, or you can do it on the website. Either way. So I would look forward to working with you and try to make it go as smooth as possible. And so
absolutely, yeah. We work really well together, and I can vouch for Lori. She has helped many of my clients weekends and evenings. It's just, with this market, you really can't sleep on a house. So it's like you see it come and you see it listed, you got to get that appointment, get in there and get going with your dream home. So being proactive and getting started with the process of getting your home prepared to sell is important, and getting this loan started. So that way, once you see your house, the house that you would love to live in, we can get that for you.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you.